I'm Stephanie, and this is Snowdome of the Day. I'm indoors today because the weather has changed, and this is where my snowdomes are that have water in them. Today we're featuring two snowdomes that are magnet backs from Jacksonville Beach, Florida. They are the same, but different. This one features some beach chairs with umbrella and a sun. I'm not sure if it's rising or setting, but it's not overhead. And a second dome. This one has an orange background, also a magnet. This one has shells in the background and in the foreground. This week and for the next 3 weeks after this at St. Paul, we're focused on the 23rd Psalm. It seemed like a good idea to me this fall to lift up a scripture in which we find both hope and comfort. And the word of the week for us is restore. I thought these beach domes are appropriate. A number of us think of the beach as a place where we find our souls restored. We interact with nature. Sometimes we interact with an artifact of nature. I've noticed that sometimes the souvenirs that we bring home from the beach aren't always natural representations of nature. And I mean, they might be plastic. Sometimes the pieces of nature that we bring home from the beach might be dyed or shellacked. I don't think that has to be a problem. It just lifts up the complicated nature of the word restore. The word restore is related to words like renew or refresh. And for something to be restored, there's an implication that something has been lost. So when we are restored, there's a notion that something is put back, and yet time has passed, and so things are never quite the way that they were. And yet we find refreshment, we find new energy in a new way when we find our lives restored. By that we mean we have a renewed hope, perhaps a recentering in our lives. And what we hear in this scriptures and in our faith tradition is an invitation, no matter how tired or worn that we feel, to return in our faith life to what we also call our quiet center, to remember that we are God's people first. And when we have that as our first naming, our first claiming, we have a hope and a belief that from that place we find our hope and our restoration. Today I give thanks that even though I had a really nice summer being warmed by the sun, God is with us, and we will find our restoration in every season of the year. We'll cherish the memories of the warmth, and we will cherish all the other weather that comes and the opportunities that come to find our center and to restore our faith.